I'll tell you again, more simply. Listen clearly. The vibration you call excitement, joy, happiness, every single time you act on whatever it is in your life at any given moment, be it just a momentary thing or a lifelong project, does not matter. Whatever at any given moment out of all the options available to you that you can take action on at that moment, whichever one contains the highest amount of excitement that you have the greatest degree of ability to take action on, take action on it. Then you will be saying, I am committed to being in alignment with my highest vibration. I am committed to receive through synchronicity what that high vibration will bring me next for me to act on. And that's all you need to do. Is that too simple? Is that too simple? That's all you need to do. Every moment, you look around at all the options available to you in your life. It may be a project that you are excited about, or at any given moment, it may be simply taking a walk on the beach, in the forest, having lunch with a friend, because we know you have lunch. If that is the most exciting thing at that moment out of all the options available to you, do it. Because you never know what you're going to see, who you're going to meet, what you're going to hear, that may be the very thing you needed to hear, the very person you needed to meet, that you would never have met had you not acted on that simple, exciting thing. When you all put the expectations and the limitations on the things in your life that seem to make no sense. In other words, you could say, well, I'm very excited about this. I can't do anything about that right now, so what else is exciting? And suddenly something comes up that seems to have no connection whatsoever. The point is it doesn't have to appear to have a connection on the surface. It's the excitement that tells you it is connected. Excitement is the thread to follow. Love is the thread to follow. Passion is the thread to follow. That's what tells you that these two events, while on the surface seemingly unconnected, are completely connected at such a deep and profound level that they are representative of what your truth is. And even though the path may seem to wind, by following your excitement, it is actually the straightest path, the easiest path to your true self. Does that answer the question? One moment. For the person that asked it, does that answer the question? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I've had many profound interactions and remembrances, and I wish very much to open myself to a more first-person connection.
Well, go right ahead. What's stopping you?
I feel like it is happening.
Oh, all right.
Is there, well, any way to speed it up?
Any way to speed it up? We perceive that you already know the answer to this.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question in return, if I may.
Please.
What's your hurry? Do you not trust the perfect timing of your life?
I trust it completely.
Well, then there is no need to speed anything up, because if you know that your life unfolds in perfect timing, then aren't you having fun where you are right now?
Yeah.
Please, all of you, remember this. In a sense, you have all laid out certain kinds of experiences. You have all made certain kinds of appointments in your life to experience certain things in a certain kind of timing. There is absolutely no way, if you just stay present, that you can miss any of those appointments. You can miss any of those timings. Paradoxically, the only way to miss an appointment is if you spend time worrying you will miss the appointment. So if you don't worry you will miss the appointment, you will trust that your life will unfold as it needs to, bringing you what you need when you need it, and you will see that your timing, not time, your timing will be flawless. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So, knowing that the physical reality is a reflection of what is inside, a universal approach from where you are coming from, in your time and space being here as well, then it is possible, my question, to be in all the different planets, say a university in any kind of study to travel to.
It is possible to be anywhere you wish to be simultaneously, but understand, when you say you, it requires a little definition. Because there is you, the physical personality, there is you, the combined idea of the physical and higher mind, there is you, the spirit, you, the soul, you, the oversoul, and the different aspects of the being that you are as an aspect of creation can be in different places and is everywhere at once. But you will only experience yourself in different places as to what is appropriate for the different level of the you are seeing the reality from. Did that make sense in your language?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Well,
All right.
I feel it planted a seed for sure.
All right. The idea simply is yes, as a consciousness, as an aspect of creation, you are all everywhere at once on the greater level. But you create the idea of levels in order to have very specifically focused experiences. So while you as a physical human on Earth can gain some degree of access, some degree of awareness to the idea that there are other levels of you in other places at the same time, and you can focus on those from time to time in different ways to access and download knowledge from all the different places the greater you exists, that's not always necessary, because the idea is that once you download knowledge, you need to focus that knowledge through the personality that you are specifically focused as in order to apply that knowledge in your specific physical reality. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you so much for being here with us always. My question pertains to the Gulf oil gusher. I know in the past you or members of the Federation have intervened when there is going to be nuclear bombs possibly detonated, whether you've intercepted them or scrambled codes. Is this correct?
Codes have been scrambled when it appeared that the idea of a nuclear event would be large enough to penetrate the barriers between dimensions. We will not intervene on small scales of things that only affect your world because it's your world.
I was thinking, well, one, I'm really concerned about the oil gusher, and
all right, well, what are you going to do about it?
Please, I would love any suggestions you have for us.
Well, get involved. How do you want that experience to be a reflection of the kind of change you wish to make in your world? And when you answer that question and become active in that direction and change your world accordingly, then you will have your answer.
Is there any stopping it?
Of course there is.
Any suggestions?
But it is up to you to become more of who you are, so that when you are more of who you are on the appropriate level of frequency, you will then be given the inspirations you need to be given that can be put into place in your world that will make a difference. Because you see, remember, you cannot perceive what you are not the vibration of. If you see it as a problem, if you are coming from a level of energy that sees it as a problem, then that is not a level that can actually attract the inspiration that, in a sense, will change that, will make it a challenge that can be transmuted. Your own Albert Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem from the level in which the problem was created. So the idea is that the more you are all who you truly are, truly wish to be on that frequency, then just by being on that frequency, you will automatically find yourself being inspired with creative solutions to things that by not being on that frequency, you cannot come up with. Your imagination can't provide you with. But when you are on that frequency, then your imagination, being the conduit to the higher self, will allow the higher self to speak to you clearly, and you will get that through inspiration, and you will be given ideas that you can then implement in your world that will change these things in positive and constructive ways. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I see opportunity, or in using seeing the Gulf oil gusher as an example of more of a reason to get off of the old oil, the old energy, and move on to new renewable, sustainable sources?
But maintain the idea would be our suggestion only from a positive point of view. In other words, rather than saying, do not do this, say, do this instead.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So understand that this is also a blessing. Because the more the old systems reveal their inadequacies, the more it will be possible for people to believe that something new is needed.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? All right. So use every single situation as an opportunity. Use every single situation as a blessing. Remember, no matter what happens, it is neutral. Only if you define it as negative do you then get a negative feedback effect. But if you define it as an opportunity to do something positive, then you will only get a positive feedback effect.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
It all depends how you define it, because nothing has built-in meaning.
Right.
Nothing.
Now, I've heard you talk of the joke within y'all's society is that we're referred to as the masters of limitation.
Yes, that is our nickname for you.
Now,
but what that means is that you actually, rather than being a kindergarten class, are actually a master class. Because the idea is that if you can choose to incarnate on a world with such a heavy degree of limitation and darkness and still find a way to turn that into freedom and light, then that takes mastery. So, we call you the masters of limitation, not in any derogatory way, but as a true recognition that you have to be a very strong spirit in order to have chosen to be born on earth during this age of transformation.
Now, is there any one particular systematic or fundamental thing that is in our environment around the world that could be responsible for causing us to grow up with a limited point of view that we could alter and change to where we can grow up in a point of view of mastery, of abundance, of
there is no longer
expansion?
At this time on your planet, in this day and age, anything at all that is responsible for any situation in your life but you. Mm-hmm. No outside forces exist. There is no such thing as an outside force. The idea is that there is no outside. Do you follow?
Yes.
So the more you recognize that there is no outside, then you can understand that change is within you. Now, let us tell you, shall we say, the specifics about how this exactly works. Because you are not ever, pay attention, you are not ever actually changing one thing in your world. You never change anything but yourself. But when you change yourself in a certain way, what you do, here it comes, what you do is you shift to another parallel Earth reality that is already more representative of the change you made in yourself. The other Earth still exists, but you no longer are focused in it. So you never actually change the world you're in. You shift yourself to another already existing Earth reality that is more reflective of the vibrational level you have changed yourself to. That's how it works. And that's why you don't have to worry about trying to change someone else or something else. All you need to do is act like the energy of the world you prefer to live in, and bit by bit you will see yourself faster and faster shifting yourself into all the parallel realities that are more and more representative of the frequencies that you are raising yourself toward. Because they all exist right now. Already, right now, there is the Earth you prefer to live on. It's all a matter of you becoming a citizen of that Earth, not changing the Earth you're on.
And so would that message be applicable to, say, a tribe in Africa that absolutely has Nothing. No
It is
resources at all.
applicable to everyone because that's how reality is created. Remember, there are individual choices, there are also group choices. There are soul families that choose to experience certain things for certain reasons. And sometimes what you may define in a negative way can actually be serving a positive purpose. So you have to be very cautious about how you choose to define someone else's experience if you're not actually walking in their shoes. Or you did not make the soul choice they made that they know they made for a reason. You understand? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I love you.
Our love to you as well, unconditionally.
I have a question.
Important word in your reality. Unconditionally.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I love you unconditionally except for this one